Welcome, everybody, to Geeks This Week, where we talk about everything geeky. I'm Kitty Bucholtz.
And I'm John Bucholtz.
And this week on episode 2, we are talking about the video game Hogwarts Legacy, which I kind of remembered hearing about, but then John was telling me more about it last week.
Yeah, I guess a couple weeks ago, the trailer was released by Warner Brothers and the developer Avalanche Software. It looks really good. If you guys have seen the trailer yet, it shows you a game that's set somewhere in the 1800s at Hogwarts. So sorry to put a little damper on all the fans out there of Harry Potter. This is before Harry Potter and any of the Weasleys, so you're not going to get a chance to see them. But, it still looks like a fun game. Kitty,
Yeah.
you saw the trailer too, right?
Yeah. So at the beginning of the trailer, it says Hogwarts late 1800s. And so I looked up when Fantastic Beasts was supposed to be set, and that was 1926. So this is, maybe 40, 50-ish years before the Fantastic Beasts characters. So, there could be ancestors of people at Hogwarts at this point. And also, John, do you remember at the end of the books and the movies of the Harry Potter series, they were talking about some of the histories, like Dumbledore's, I don't know, parents or brother or uncle, or it's been too long since I read the books or seen the movies. But so some of these people could be like even their ancestors. He also talked about like the 4 people who started the school. But this, in the trailer, you can see it's the beautiful, huge Hogwarts castle-like building. So it's got to be somewhere in between the very beginning and now.
Yeah. And actually, I watched another trailer, or I should say another video, where a guy, he really picked apart that whole trailer. And it did indeed show the different houses, the ones we know, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Gryffindor. So they do. This is probably well after the foundation of the school. So yeah, we're going to be familiar with the castle itself and Hogwarts, as well as a lot of the stuff. And they say in the game that it's going to be things familiar with the movies, like Hogsmeade, I believe.
Yeah,
is the name?
Hogsmeade, the little
Hogsmeade,
village.
yes, the village. So you get
and
to
the
go
Forbidden
there.
Forest.
And the Forbidden Forest. Now, there was also talk there might be Azkaban might be thrown in there as well as now. Here's the thing: it also says open world. Typically, in open world games, you get to go wherever you want to go. Now, yes and no. It could be more of a sandbox, similar to something like Gods of War, the latest Gods of War, where you can sort of go wherever, but you're still on sort of a path. You still have things you are kind of pointed toward. You have goals, you have missions, sort of thing. So it could be part of that as well. Um, I have found really no information on how you'll be playing this, if it's going to be first person or third person.
Right. It doesn't say anything about first or third. The trailer is obviously in third person, but that happens sometimes when you're putting out the early trailers. By the way, this game is not supposed to come out until 2021. They didn't give it an exact date. So due to the pandemic, who knows when, December 31st, 2021, I don't know. But they talked about that you will learn to cast spells and brew potions, but that you'll also have to learn to fight the people that are, just Harry Potter. I usually do not like games where I have to fight and kill and shoot people or shoot aliens even. It's not my thing. John's laughing because he's like, yeah, I know. Kitty hates that. But, I mean, even Harry Potter had to, knock some bad guys on their butts. So
Exactly. So, and again, from the trailer that you could see, you saw a little bit of everything. You get to brew potions, it says, or at least in some of the information that it had about the game, you get to brew potions, and perhaps a Quidditch match or two might be in there. So it's really hard to tell. And again, some of those pieces that you saw from the trailer could be from third person, or they could be cinematic trailers from the game itself.
Right.
Now, back about 2 years ago, there was a leak online that showed a bunch of things. Now, there were this trailer that they released did confirm a lot of those leaks, some of the leaks. Some of the stuff that it didn't show was that there was a character creation where you get to choose what your character looks like. If you could design them close to what you look like or something completely different, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
You get to go, hey, I want a guy who looks like me, or I want to play something completely different. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
As well as they also showed a map of of kind of the surrounding area around Hogwarts and where you might be going. But all they really showed was Hogsmeade as well as some of the mountains. So it does
Yeah.
give you sort of an idea that it's going to be more of an open world, that you get to run around and see, you know, creatures and monsters in the forest. And
Right. And there is more information on the website. If you go to hogwartslegacy.com, there's just a few paragraphs of information, but I will also say if you click on the button to give them your email address, they'll let you download a desktop. So I already have it loaded on my desktop already. It's just a really beautiful shot. I think it's the last shot of the trailer is the desktop wallpaper that I just now got just by allowing them to tell me when more news is out, and I'm like, sure, tell me whatever you want. I want the desktop wallpaper.
see, Kitty, you are such a nerd. I can't believe that you would
Oh,
do
really?
something like that.
Really, John? What is that in your hand? Tell
So
us.
yes, we might be both sort of Harry Potter fans, and I can, truly attest to that. We have both read the books and seen all the movies
Several times.
several times. So yes, we are both kind of big nerdy fans of the Hogwarts, and I should say all of the Harry Potter
Eh,
series.
yeah, the whole Harry Potter legacy of
So
everything.
yeah, we are both. At least I am. I'm sure Kitty will probably look forward to this game as well, having a chance to run around.
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, I like the open world concept better because I would much rather prefer to explore things and talk to people. I get to talk to other characters, right? Right?
Yep. Oh, you'll
But
enjoy that part. Yes.
exactly. But the other thing that I think is pretty interesting about this is that it says that they're going to give you the choice not to okay, so like when I'm rolling up a D&D character, I have to decide, like, do I want to be lawful good or chaotic evil or neutral of some version or whatever. But the way that they describe how Hogwarts Legacy is going to go is that every decision that you make will move you up and down a morality scale, and that will affect the rest of your gameplay. So that's very interesting.
Yep. And from what I also gathered that they sort of it's kind of as well as morality that there's going to be possibly some branching will occur. So there is a possibility that there will be, if you play it more than once, that this game won't be the same if you play it again a
Yeah.
second time, taking making
Different
different
paths.
decisions.
Yeah. And it would
So
also be interesting too if just like in real life, like if you make too many decisions that take you closer to the evil side of the range rather than the good side, like I wonder if later there will be things that you simply can't do because now you're just too evil of a character, or vice versa. That would be interesting too.
yeah, it could be.
We are, of course, guessing because all we've done is read all the information on the website and watched the trailer a couple times. But these are some of the interesting things that that could be part of the game.
Could be really fun.
Yay! Now, just in case you're like, oh, wow, I haven't been thinking about Harry Potter much for a long time, there is an awful lot of stuff going on in the J.K. Rowling world. So in addition to going to hogwartslegacy.com, where you can find out more information about this particular game and give them your email address and get a wallpaper, which is available for mobile, tablet, and desktop, just saying. There's also a couple other websites to keep in mind. Remember, she had created the Pottermore website, which was
Yeah.
like all things Harry Potter, and she was adding all sorts of new information to that. That has now changed to be wizardingworld.com rather than pottermore.com. It's wizardingworld.com. And Avalanche Software, who's making this game, I don't think it's them. I think this is a imprint from Warner Brothers itself. They've created Portkey Games, which will be all games in the Wizarding World world. So that might be part of the reason why there was the name change for the website. So wizardingworld.com. Also, if you have young kids, or you just like, I like stories at all levels. I don't really care if they were made for 7-year-olds, 12-year-olds, or 25-year-olds. I had been telling John also earlier this year, it was, I think around March, could have been May. It was one of the M months, that she started releasing one chapter at a time of the new book called The Ichabod. And it's not Ichabod with a D like Ichabod Crane. It's the Ichabod. Yeah, with a G. And it's a story for children ages 7 to 9. And during the summer, she had released all the chapters online. That, of course, is gone now because the book's about ready to come out in November 2020. But it's going to come out in ebook and audiobook, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to convince John that for Christmas I need the full hardcover edition.
Of course.
Because no, listen, one of the things that she did, this is very important, was that she had a contest all summer long too. As she released chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, she had kids send in drawings, and the kids who won these drawing contests, they are the illustrations in the book.
Very nice.
Cool, right?
Very cool.
So if you want to know more about that as well, either for yourself or you can pretend that it's for someone younger than you, that is the ichabodbog.com. I'm just going to spell it.
Ichabod.
The THEICKABOG.com. All the information about that book's there too. So once I start talking about, Hogwarts Legacy, and then I think, oh, we should watch the movies again. John, we could watch one tonight while we had dinner.
Yeah, we could. Or we could just start with one and maybe through the week, go through the whole thing.
Love that idea. Okay, so I have 3 podcast interviews that I have to do this week for my rightnowworkshop.com podcast, which is my official, not fun. It is fun. I mean, it is fun. This is my fun podcast. That's my official and fun podcast.
Woo! We should call it a fun cast.
A fun cast. Oh. So anyway, I have 3 other people that I'm interviewing and needing to read their books so that I can be intelligent when I interview them. But then I'm like, oh, I should read Harry Potter book 1 again, and then 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7.
Unless I get to them first.
I'm not
reading anything right now.
They're not right
I'll
there.
Find them.
My finger is literally on like book 4 right there. Yeah, I think that's book 5, 6. No, that one's book 6.
Okay. Get your fingers off the books. Something we forgot to tell you guys, by the way. This game will be for all the consoles and PC. And when I say all the consoles, they're talking about PS5, PS4, the newest Xbox, as well as some of the older or this current Xbox and the console. So it's going to be available for everything.
Not for Mac. No one ever makes anything for my computer.
I'm sorry, sweetie. You'll have to play it on mine or something, or play it on my console.
You're going to let me play on your PlayStation?
Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us for Geeks this week. We really appreciate you coming aboard, and we really look forward to seeing you guys again.
Have a great week, and we're still thinking of what our ending log line is.
How about trying this one? Hey, you guys, stay geeky.
I like it. Stay geeky.
Stay geeky. See you guys later.
Hope you liked our new show. If you did, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notifications button, and you'll find out when our next show comes out.
See you guys next week.